Well, to win the championship, you have to tackle the beasts, the baddest tracks of them all. And welcome along board, ladies and gentlemen. Round 21, Stock Car World Cup 5 brings us to the famous Atlanta Motor Speedway here in Hampton, Georgia, for the Coca-Cola Georgia 500. 20 thrilling rounds of action, a Stock Car World Cup, and we wrap up this leg of our southeast swing here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway here for 80 laps of action as Matt Tuck is looking to sweep this trip across the SEC over the past few weekends. It has been a fantastic stretch of racing here, and we are fully deep in the trenches now of this title fight to end the season out. We used to run the newer Atlanta Motor Speedway here in Stock Car World Cup, but we've been back on this older version of Atlanta the past last season, and it has been absolutely fantastic. And you know what else has been fantastic, folks? This championship fight, because this sees Braden Perez 55 points up in the Drivers' Championship over now Cam Waters, who is only 55 points back. He has been on a heater the past few weekends, and he has, after a great run here in the SEC country, he starts on the last row today, so he's got his work cut out for him. But if there's a track that he can make it up some ground, Atlanta Motor Speedway is the track. Van Gisbergen is down 77 points behind Perez, and he has been struggling as of late. Matt Tuck is up to 91 points behind, 5th in the championship, and Blake Keys is 92 points back. So there's two heavy hitters who, after a thrilling battle between the two of them at Bristol Motor Speedway, Tuck now the all-time single seasons win record holder with 4 wins. And Blaine Key's looking to end his winless streak, but I think he's going to have a great shot here today if the way the past couple of months have gone for that number 2 Dodge team. He starts deep in the field, but he can work his way through the field. Pato O'Ward struggled last weekend at Bristol. Connor Zilic is rebounded. He's up to 7th in the points. Ladovic Charette did not have a good weekend. She's now down to 8th in the championship. David Malukas is down to 9th. Joseph Newgarden in 10th. And then Drew Webb, Max Davis, and Logan Williams are starting to lose touch here in round 21. They are 200, 202, and 215 points back. And then you can see in the championship in the driver's hunt, it's 353 back to Chase Elliott. Somebody from Elliott on down would have to go on a hero's run to have a shot at the Drivers' Championship. In the Constructors, 5 points between 4-win Red Bull Verstappen Racing and 6-win Grattan Autosport. I think this bout is going to go down to the wire. The emergence of Stuart Grattan cracking the top 20 in the points is going to make this fantastic. Grattan's moved his way up. This battle is going to be absolute nip and tuck every single weekend from here on out. And I do not think that it's going to disappoint at all. It has been a fantastic Constructors fight. RFK Racing is 12 points off of Grattan Autosport, so they're not far back. And then they're starting to gap themselves from Team Penske-Williams, but Team Penske-Williams has gapped themselves from Action Express over 30 points ahead of Action Express Racing and United Autosport. So I think the top 4, as we've really seen, if you look here in these standings, the top 4 have kind of solidified themselves. Red Bull, Grattan, RFK, and Team Penske-Williams. I mean, that's 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 of the top 13 in points. That's 14 wins between the 4 teams. I mean, they have been absolutely on fire. With Scott McLaughlin's win at Kansas, if you backtrack the schedule, folks, the last time a car outside of those teams didn't win a race, outside of Red Bull, Grattan, RFK, and Penske, take out HMS, the last driver outside of that group to not win or to win a race was Shane Van Gisbergen back at Talladega. So think about how long that has been. It has been a run. And RFK's win was before that, by the way. So take out Shane Van Gisbergen's win, or Scott McLaughlin's win at Kansas. We are on a Red Bull, Grattan, Penske dominant tour de force here in the second half of the season. And I expect it to continue here today because we know Atlanta Motor Speedway, while the qualifying orders, we're going to take a look here in a second, is pretty jumbled. We know this race brings out the heavy hitters. And with that in mind, folks, let's go downstairs and take a look at the starting lineup here for today's race here in the Coca-Cola Georgia 500. It's Nathan Smith on his second pole of the season. He joins David Lucas and Shane Van Gisbergen as the only drivers to win multiple pole positions here. And by the way, starting outside of him, his future teammate Logan Williams comes into the race 13th in the points, looking to make up some ground and run some late season heroics to have a shot at the championship. Dorian Pin leads an amazing qualifying effort for the Hamilton Racing Labs. Outside of her is Caleb Rose with Pacific Racing, bringing a few updates to their car for this weekend. Row 3 is Corey Heim, the other Hamilton Racing Lab car. They have a great shot at scoring some points here today and jumping in the constructors fight if they can get ahead of potentially, or see if they can make up some ground on Tricon Garage and keep the distance off of NS Ganassi Racing. Outside of row 3, we find Joseph Newgarden in the 60. Row 4 going to be trying to be the first driver to win 3 races in a row in the history of the series is Matt Tuck in the 54. Outside of him is Rogel Dorn, who is likely heading to Grattan Autosport next season. Row 5 is Braden Perez, our point leader, and Ryan Blaney. Row 6 is Stuart Grattan and William Byron. Row 7 is Tyler Reddick and Nicholas Samadillo. Jamie Chadwick, who's been on a mini heater the past few weeks, is on the inside of row 8 with Scott McLaughlin outside of her. Row number 9 is William Sawallish, still looking for a ride for next year. Andrew Webb in the 18. Row 10 is Chase Elliott and Jack Haas. Row 11 is David Malukas and Ludovic Charette, 2 heavy hitters in the championship who are looking to rebound in a big way here. Row 12 is Nathan Stapleton and Leah Block, who's in a fantastic battle for 18 points up on William Sawallish in the Rookie of the Year race. Row 13 is Shane Van Gisbergen and Christian Lundgaard here, but Van Gisbergen needs a big day here today to get his way back in the title fight. Pato Award also could use a big day, 115 back. He starts deep in the field. Kyle Kirkwood outside of him. Thomas Troxel outside of Denny Hamlin, who is likely heading to Team Velocity next season. Tom Blancos, who recently announced a contract extension here with Andretti Global to stay on board with his team for next season, and Alex Palou. Connor Zilisch deep in the field. Inside of him, Mick Schumacher, Max Davis, and Blaine Keys. Not a good start for the Penske cars, but they know how to work their way through the field. Ritomo Miata, Chase Harris, Matthew Huber, and Kyle Larson on row 20. Row 21, Sam Mayer in last. Inside of him, Cam Waters, a shockingly bad qualifying effort for the driver of the number 6 Ford Performance RFK Mustang here. He is second in the points. This is a great track for these Mustangs. We know that if there's a place he can make up the ground, this is the place to do it. But we haven't been on AG the channel since the Carolina 600. That race was won by Max Davis. Could Max Davis do it again here on AG the channel? Who really knows? 80 laps. Our pit fuel window today is about 35 laps, so you expect to see most of our drivers on pit road. It is a 2-stop race, given it is an 80-lap race, so expect the first window opens lap 33 to 37, I believe. Second window is about lap 68 to 72. That last run of the race will be very exciting if we don't get a caution, because you're going to see drivers, maybe somebody short hits, the overcut could be quite nasty. It's that last run of the race I think is really going to be fascinating. All eyes though today. Braden Perez, championship leader, starts 9th. Matt Tuck going for 3 wins in a row. The first driver to ever do that in the history of Stock Car World Cup. Also, by the way, Braden Perez, he could win his 4th race of the season today. Max Davis could. Shane Van Gisbergen could. But also the eyes are up front. Nathan Smith has had some pace at times the past few weeks with Tricon Garage, and he's heading to Red Bull Verstappen Racing next season. Outside of him is his future teammate, Logan Williams, who has a lot on the line here today as he tries to get his way back in this title fight. So the FCRD Toyota Camry pace car rolls down pit road, and let's get ready to rumble here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's Smith, it's Williams, we're through the gears at Green Flag Racing in the Georgia 500. Already here to the inside, the 83 and Dorian Pin got a fantastic run to the inside of Nathan Smith, and the Pin machine in the 83 car is going to take that purple and that pink and black bright Honda Civic to the front of the field. Dorian Pin, and we're about to see a Hamilton Racing Lab 1-2 here for a moment, I think, because Corey Heim is right behind her, pushing his teammate to the front of this field. What a fantastic qualifying effort here for Hamilton Racing Labs here. And they've had, I know they're deep in the constructors, but Dorian Pin comes into this race, 28th in points, but she's had 4 top 10s. Corey Heim's had a decent season, but here comes our championship leader, Braden Perez. We know how good these Red Bull, Verstappen, BMWs have been the past few weeks. Here comes Stuart Gratton in the 23, who's been on a very good run the past couple of months. Tyler Reddick's coming with him. Jamie Chadwick has been on a little bit of a hot streak here. Cam Waters is up a few positions. It's Gratton, it's Perez here at the front of this field. Pin and Heim are stuck on the outside. Reddick now is going to move to the bottom of the racetrack. Remember, Reddick once won 3 races in a season. He won 3 times, I think, in his first 12 Stock Car World Cup starts in Season 3. Hasn't won since, but would love to get Team 29 United back to victory lane. Heim and Pin sliding all over the racetrack there. And how about William Sawalich in the 36? It's still to be determined where he's going to end up next season. Some people think he's going to Pacific. Some people think he's going to AO. Oh, here we go. Chadwick 3 wide for the lead under the inside of Tyler Reddick. This field has not broken up at all yet, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Meyer Shank Racing, the British driver, has outperformed her U.S. teammate Liam Block the past few weeks, and with everything pointing toward David Lucas taking her ride next season, it's a great way to go out with a potential bang on Jamie Chadwick's Stock Car World Cup career. But here comes Tyler Reddick in the 29 to the bottom of her now. But as I was saying, William Sawalich, he's been very impressive here for Tricon Garage. I mean, we know Nathan Smith is going to Red Bull Verstappen, but Sawalich has 2 top 5s and 3 top 10s and 2 podiums. This is in a worse, or in the same car, but I mean, he's outperformed his teammate, and his teammate got signed to Red Bull Verstappen, so I think at some point here, you know, oh, here he goes, look at this power, that 36 to the inside of Tyler Reddick. I think at some point, somebody's going to sign Sawalich here to a deal. I feel like the AO Racing guys might, maybe, you know, there's another team I know that's using Audi power that should be coming to the grid. Caleb Rose moved his way through the field. Tom Blomqvist, and hello, cue the Jaws music. Ludovic Charette. It wouldn't be a 1.5-mile race without Ludovic coming to the front. All 4 of the Grattan cars are up here in the top 10, by the way. Logan Williams has gotten stuck on the high side. He's going to need some pit strategy, I think, to work his way back to the field. And I mind you to keep an eye on this 6 of Cam Waters. Started dead last. He was 26 at the stripe that time by. He's gotten by Logan Williams. He's gotten by Max Davis, playing keys, Shane Van Gisbergen. Folks, I think Cam Waters is going to be a title threat here down the stretch. He's got some tracks coming up. Bathurst, Watkins Glen he's won at before. There are some tracks coming up down the stretch that placate to Cam Waters, but here we go. It's the big Ford guns here. It's Ludovic Charette. It's Pato O'Ward. It's William Byron, who once won here in Atlanta back in season number 1. And it's Charette and O'Ward. The lead just continues to change back and forth here. Connor Zilich is last of this pack, by the way. This pack hasn't broken up. They've lost Matthew Huber, and Connor Zilich is starting to fall to the back of this field here, too. And they just keep swapping the lead around here. It looks like an early DW12 IndyCar race here. The way this lead just keeps changing around here. It's O'Ward. I think it's going to be Byron's turn in a few laps. I mean, we know this late in the season, folks. I mean, the car development has been absolutely massive this season. I mean, we know some teams, obviously, Red Bull Verstappen's hit their development, Team Penske's hit their development very well. The Outer Island Motorsports guys have really done a good job. Cam Waters is working his way through the field here. He's going to be in this lead draft here soon. Charette's on the outside. Webb to the inside, thinking about a move to the inside of Perez. And by the way, we mentioned it in pre-race, Drew Webb might be out of a ride next year. We don't know yet. Oh, hello. And O'Ward getting this thing wound up on the outside of Byron. Not quite enough there, but he got a huge run of steam down the front straightaway. Crisscross applesauce. He opens the door for Tom Blomqvist, though. And Blomqvist, the Brit, has been amazing, folks, in his Stock Car World Cup stint. Obviously, I mean, he's been rewarded with a contract extension here at Andretti Global. I really like this team pairing next season of Elliott and Kirkwood and Blomqvist. Blomqvist has been fantastic, and Elliott and Kirkwood come into this race 14th and 15th at the points, and both have had nice second halves of the season. So, but here we go. We got the big oval, the blue oval's up here, and it's Cam Waters, second in the points, has driven from 41st on the grid, and he's about to crack the top 5 in just 14 laps. That 6 machine, if he gets some clean air, my goodness, he's got a rocket ship here today, folks. It's Perez to the lead. It's Drew. Oh no, we got a caution on the speedway? Caution on the speedway? Who is it? Oh, this is going to change everything. That's going to take the pit strategy out of this race, I think. I don't know who it was. It looks like the game just threw a yellow for us. Matthew Huber's a little bit slow, but I see no smoke. Well, 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 well. What do we have here? We have some early race pit stops here. So this takes the strategy out of this race. 2-stop race, but pit now on lap 15. Pit at the end of the run on lap 50, 52 or so, and you have about a 28 to 30 lap run to end it. You don't have to worry about fuel. I have a feeling this will actually work out better to the end of the race because we're going to get a more natural green flag run to end the race, and we won't get that sort of that sprint feel to the end of the race where everyone's cycling out of the caution cycle. Nobody's out of the race. I mean, Matthew Huber's way off the pace, but you gotta be careful here if you're Drew Webb. Oh, Ryan Blaney was coming into his pit box. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Careful, guys. Almost took out his teammate. God, these pit lanes here, you just have to be so on it, getting in and out of pit road here in these. We don't see this often wherever. We haven't seen a lot of early race cautions, I feel like, this season on these intermediates. Oh, Newgarden and Williams. So you got some heavy hitters who are going to restart at the back of this pack. This gives Connor Zilic a chance to make up some ground. Matt Tuck with a really slow stop on that 54 cam. He's going to be at the back of this field, having to work his way through. Caleb Rose, I think, lost some time. And they're going to be jostling for position here to sort this out. So let's see if we can figure out. We're not going to go to break. I mean, there's nothing to replay. So we'll just pace minus here when they come around. It's a Ford 1-2-3 from the top 3 Ford teams: Grattan, United, and RFK Racing. Award, Waters, and Webb. So pace car lights are off here. Award, Webb, Waters, and Award here. The top 3. Tom Blomqvist in 4th, Webb Swalich in 5th, Braden Perez in 6th, Tyler Reddick in 7th, Kyle Larson, a great run for him in 8th, Kyle Kirkwood in 9th. Kirkwood has been, I feel like, I don't know what's changed over at Andretti, but I feel like we've seen these Andretti Hondas a lot more popping up in the top 10 the second half of the year than we did the first. I mean, Kirkwood's driven himself up to 15th in points, so he hasn't had a great season by any means, but when you look at the gap between the top 13 in points and the rest of the grid, I mean, it's not been a bad year for Kirkwood. You know, the standard set by some of the guys in front of him in points has just been astronomically high. Charette is up here now. Stuart Grattan, Chase Harris, Jack Haas, a good day for him so far. Van Gisbergen, William Byron, Thomas Troxel, David Lucas, Mick Schumacher. Only got 11 or so races left like it is World Cup career. Stapleton, Lundgaard, San Benito, Williams, Chadwick, Newgarden, Hamlin, Davis, McLaughlin, below, Keys, Blaney, deep in the field. Mayer, Rose has got some damage, I think, from the pits. And I'm just surprised how bad Matt Tuck's pits performance was there. But Leah Block's back here also, Dorian Pinn and Nathan Smith, who started 1st and 3rd. But let's get back to racing here. Up through the gears. So Wallace tried jumping out of line quickly here. I am interested to see, now that we're going to restart not in double file formation, I'm interested to see if we will get this pack broken apart. Obviously, you guys saw we had a ton of lead changes over that first 14 laps of the race. But this pack really did not break apart. And now I'm kind of interested to see, because you've got 3 very, very fast Ford Mustangs and 1 fast BMW M4 in the top 4. I'm curious if they can form a breakaway, especially if Charette and Grattan get up here. By the way, Van Gisbergen's hanging out up here. So he's in a good spot in this championship fight. But it's Pato O'Ward. He won here last season in a thrilling battle with Matt Tuck. Cam Waters up to second, 6 and 7. 6-9 of Braden Perez, a nice run for him. He's going to go think about 3 wide, not quite yet. Blomqvist just keeps finding himself up there in these battles with these big guns. You gotta respect how good he's been able to wheel that car. And if Andretti nails their development for next year, watch out for him as somebody who could break into this fray. But my goodness, Braden Perez is going to jump to the lead here. Perez going to jump to the lead here. Side by side here with Cam Waters here. This is 1, 2, and 6 in the points. And then you've got 3rd, 12th, 11th in the points in Drew Webb, 8th in the points Ladovic Charette. We have got a title bout here late in the season. And by the way, Matt Tuck's nowhere to be found to run his 3-peat. So, Braden Perez looking to put a stop to that Grattan Autosport win streak here today. But he's got some heavy competition here because these Fords are no joke today. They're just going to keep trading the lead back and forth, I think, for a bit here. They've only been focused on the Grattan. It is what we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ford Mustangs up here. 3 of the Grattan cars, 1 of the United, 1 of the RFK cars. Matt Tuck's the only big name, or Matt Tuck the only one of the Grattan cars missing here. And he has not moved his way at all through the field on this restart. Now he's getting by Max Davis, but he's got some slow work ahead of him here. He's going to, I think, need an undercut on that pit stop run to have a shot to get his way up here to compete for this win tonight. O'Ward, Perez, Charette, Grattan, Waters. Big Ford fight here. And Kyle Kirkwood, again, I keep talking about this, but talk about mostly Blomqvist, but I feel like we've seen the Hondas up here a lot more the past couple of weeks, which is nice to see. It's a good sign for HRC heading into the next season to have some of their development look like that it's going to pan out better for them. He's got a big, I mean, I think we've seen really, the BMWs and Dodges are on point or on pace and sometimes faster than these Grattan United and RFK Mustangs, or everybody who falls under the GRT banner, which is the entire Ford Alliance. Kirkwood, Christian Lundgaard, Kyle Larson here. The updates that Pacific Racing brought to their Toyotas. Panning out really good here. I kind of think if Caleb Rose didn't run into issues on the pit stop, he'd be up here as well. I mean, he's moving his way through the field. Connor Zillich, Logan Williams, Max Davis, Scott McLaughlin not having good days at all here. Davis and Tuck really dropping the ball here. I mean, it's a long race. You got time to make it up. But this is not the time of the year to have a 30th place run if you're out here trying to gun for a championship. And here we go. We've got 2 former Atlanta winners. It's Pato O'Ward, our winner here last season. It's Stuart Grattan, the winner on the new Atlanta, in season 2. Braden Perez looking to break into the 10-win club here. Christian Lundgaard looking to become our first-time winner this season. Unbelievable feat to say after we had, I think, 5 or 6 first-time winners last. I think we had 7. Logan Williams, Scott McLaughlin, Pato O'Ward, Leah Block, Brennan Wilmington is 5 off the top that I can think of. Max Davis is 6. And I think there was 1 or 2 others that we had were first-time winners last season. The parity last season was insanity. And the parity this season, we've had no parity, to be quite honest with you folks. I mean, we are this deep into the season, and like I said, I mean, all of the wins this season have come from the drivers top 13 in points. The only driver who hasn't won outside of that top 13 in points is Scott McLaughlin. He's 18. But maybe today's the day we're going to see some new parity because Kyle Larson, Kyle Kirkwood, Christian Lundgaard. I mean, Stuart Grattan's up here now. Some new faces here up at the front of this field. Pato O'Ward, though, continues to lead. Here comes Newgarden, Hamlin, and watch out for Blaine Keys in the 2, started deep in the field. Methodically. in very Blanky style, just working his way through the front. He knows he has a rocket ship for these types of racetracks, so he doesn't have to panic, you know. He can kind of just play his cards, and he can just smooth sailing, cut through the field, you know, just work at his pace. And he has found his way up here to the front of this, into the front of this field, to the 11th position now on Rokeldorn. And I think he's got some cars that he has in front of him that he is faster than. So I apologize. I know we're getting a little bit of frame rate lag here in some of the corners. Not really sure what's going on with that. Oh, Lundgaard, big bobble there in the middle of the corner. Christian Lundgaard, I mean, he is up here with the big boys here today. O'Ward, who won 3 times last season. Braden Perez, who's a 9-time race winner. Cam Waters is 8 career wins. Lundgaard just keeps working his way here methodically to the front of this field. I kind of like these Pacific cars to have a shot to win this race here today. By the way, Caleb Rose. This is a great day for Pacific Racing. Caleb Rose is up here. He's got some pretty significant left side damage from whoever he hit on pit road. Ooh, Byron's in the wall now. But Caleb Rose is up here. I mean, Pacific Racing, they brought some updates that they've been working on for a while for these cars, and, you know, it's over for them as far as, you know, anything significant in the constructors for season number 5 that we're in, but heading into next season, they're likely going to be the only Toyota team, which means that they're going to get to kind of have more of a control over the Toyota development, and I think they've really been doing more of the Toyota development, or developing their own stuff. But I think with the TGR, the official Toyota Gazoo factory backing to that team next year, I like the lineup potentially of Rose, Lundgaard, and reportedly Larson should be back. We'll find out. But I really like that pairing of Lundgaard, Rose, and Larson. I think that they could really give them another season together, and I think they could do some damage. Perez gets back to the lead, though. He's trying to break away from Award. Grattan Rokeldorn has found his way up here. The Mustangs come alive on this racetrack. Blaine Keys is up here now. Matt Tuck, by the way, is working his way into the fray. Tyler Reddick, Joseph Newgard, and David Malukas. I'm pretty sure all of the Mustangs are now up here. I don't think there's a single Ford Mustang. There's not a single Mustang in the back of this pack right now, folks. And this is going to be... If Connor Zilich doesn't win this championship, I mean, we're going to look back on a race like today as be like, this is why Connor Zilich didn't have a shot to win the championship. You cannot have races go this bad this late in the season for Connor Zilich. But Keys is working his way through the field. He's got by 2 of the Grattan cars. He's going to have Waters and Stuart Grattan up next. He gets by Waters. He's going to get by Stuart Grattan, and Blaine Keys looking to end his very long winless streak. Corey Heim is the only other driver in the series with who has a win that's on a longer winless drought. Boy, what a time this would be to come alive here in the championship. He's 92 points back, and Braden Perez doesn't look like he's going to be past or lose a lot of spots in the championship fight today. So I don't think Perez is going to... I don't think Perez is going to lose a ton of points here in the championship today, if this pace holds in that 69 machine. But Blaine Keys, if he could win, he'd start nipping away, and I think a late season win, you never know. It's not over till it's over here in Stockholm World Cup 5, and as we've seen, I mean, Braden Perez pulls a decent-sized lead in the points, and then Cam Waters nips away at it, or it was Van Gisbergen, or Tuck and Charette were leading the points at one point, and then Van Gisbergen took the point lead, and then David Lucas took his shot at the point lead. And Braden Perez is taking a shot at the point lead. So it's been a very, to say the least, it's been a very up and down season. This is unbelievable, folks. all of the Mustangs are up here, but like, no. I mean, there are 2 Pacific Racing cars up here on pure pace here today. I mean, they have had Christian Lundgaard. This is fantastic for the Danish driver, but Blaine Keys to the inside of Pato O'Ward. What a run from Keys here. Late all race long. Started deep in the field. He's moved his way up. He's got Will Ward, though. He's got that thing wound up on the outside here. Dodge, Ford, Beamer, Toyota, Ford, Toyota, Honda, Chevy, Pontiac, Ford, Toyota, Ford. All the Fords are up here today. Kind of expected. We did kind of expect. Keys and O'Ward are still side by side. I think Perez is just sitting there thinking, what do I got to sit behind to let this battle play out? And by the way, pit stops are coming up in about 10, 11 laps, so this is going to get more exciting as this race goes on. I cannot believe these two are still going side by side here. They've been going side by side for about 5 laps or so now. Trading the lead back and forth between them. Keys in the 2, O'Ward in the 7th. This is 5th and 6th in the championship with the point leader behind them. About to get passed by Stuart Gratton, who's on a great run here today, looking for his 2nd career Atlanta win. And O'Ward looking to go back-to-back here in the Peach State. Washes up the racetrack a little bit here. I think he's kind of just going to let Keys at least take it for now. Rokel Dorn, his teammates up here, having a great day. Keys are just going to keep trading positions here. They've opened the door for Matt Tuck, who started 40th on the who's 40th on the restart and has just driven his way through the field. I mean, maybe a 3P is on here. This would be a late season clutch up for Matt Tuck to go 3 in a row here. Stuart Bratton, Christian Lundgaard. I mean, Tuck's got some heavy work cut out for him today, though. Once again, 2 guys who it seems like Matt Tuck runs into the most to win races, have to win races, is Blaine Keys in the 2 and Pato O'Ward in the 7. Once again. And it's not like, too, if Ladovic Charette hit a lap early, she could easily jump to the lead. Cam Waters starting to lose some tires here. I think he's going to have to think about an undercut and try and get some track position on these guys in front of him. This pack is really spread out here over the second run of the race. The Hendrick, Pontiac, Zilich, and McLaughlin have just been absent here today. I'm quite surprised. So is Max Davis, which, by the way, Blaine Keys is up there battling for the lead, which makes it even more surprising. Logan Williams had no pace. I mean, that's your front row starters right there. They had no pace here today. United 1-3 at the moment, with Braden Perez trying to split up this party. Stuart Gratton is also going to go with him. They both got back around Tuck in the 54. Van Gisbergen's up here now. Charette's up here. Oh, here comes Keys. 2 by 2 by 2. 2 by 2 by 2 with Matt Tuck sitting there and Shane Van Gisbergen sitting there licking his chops, knowing that he's got an opportunity to start closing in here. This is fantastic. I'm just like sitting back. I don't even have like, this is just sit back and enjoy this, folks. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it, crank it up. fantastic here. Blaine Keys, Pato O'Ward, Matt Tuck, Rogel Dorn, Stuart Gratton, Braden Perez, Christian Lundgaard, Van Gisbergen, Cam Waters, Danny Hamlin, your top 10. Matt Tuck going for 3 wins in a row here. This has never been done before in Stock Car World Cup. Oh, Ward's going to try the crisscross here. He's going to go way down to the inside. Oh, I think Pato's going to start the pit run. I think Pato's starting the pit run. Oh, I like this from the 7. I like this from the 7. Somebody up here in the top of this pack needed to say, I'm going to take an undercut. Ooh, Caleb Rose I like on an undercut. Also, I think this could be sneaky good for the 32 car. I like this out of the 32 team. Trying a little bit of strategy here. He was just outside the top 10, so he's got some ground to make up here. Ooh, Gratton and Tucker are going to come down pit road. I think Van Gisbergen and Larson are also. Ooh, SVG's got to be careful, though. That's a late lunge to pit road here. Ludovic Charette had to check up heavy to make sure she didn't make any contact with those leaders heading down pit road. Oh, Ward's off pit road. Van Gisbergen is racing the 54 and the 23. Huber's down pit road now. So it's Keys. Now, I do kind of like an over... The one thing I will say is if this race stays green, Braden Perez is trying a deep overcut. So he's going to have his work cut out, but he's going to have 3-4 laps on Pato O'Ward's tires. And we know this 69 team is aggressive with their strategy. It has cost them at times, but I think that's how... I think that's just how that team operates. I think they like to be aggressive with their strategy. All right, let's watch Matt Tuck here. Van Gisbergen, Larson off pit road. Nathan Smith, I think that was a pretty good stop from that 17 team. Oh, there goes O'Ward. So O'Ward, as we expect, is going to go flying by the 54. So on paper, Pato's the leader. Let's see how many other cars pit. I think everybody else pit that time. Yeah, Braden Perez is the leader. Ooh, we're getting some black lines on the screen. That's fun. I do apologize, folks. I'm not really sure why Mr. Hairgel Arvin Alonso did a great job with this track. Gotta give him credit. My computer doesn't seem to like running it for whatever reason. Alright, so here we go. As this cycles out, Pato O'Ward has got himself a nice cushy lead over Blaine Keys in the 2. But, oh, here we go. 3 wide for the 2nd position. Van Gisbergen and Tuck have laps in their tires already. Up to speed. Keys is getting up to speed now. So, who comes across the line first? And where's Braden Perez in all this? Cam Waters got ahead of Braden Perez. So, O'Ward's going to have a giant lead on some of these guys. The undercut works so good here. Where did Caleb Rose end up in all this? Oh, no, they had a pit for damage. Oh, I think they had a pit for damage. Oh, no. Oh, no. Drew Webb lost a lot of time. He's down 15th. Nathan Smith made up ground. So, this is kind of how this pans out here, folks. Pato O'Ward has a 2.8 second lead. We'll come across the stripe this time, see how much bigger it's gotten, if it's gotten bigger. Blaine Keys and Van Gisbergen are obviously battling away here for the 2nd position. 2.88, so it stays about the same. The cycle went, O'Ward pit first, Van Gisbergen and Tuck pit together with Gratton and Larson. And then Keys pit, I think Lundgaard pit, but Waters is the first of the drivers who pit last. So is Perez. By the way, a career day for Bertone Miata having a great run here on the oval. It's likely his last season in Stock Car World Cup as well, so going out with a bang. Ooh, you can see, though, that lap by, almost 2 tenths taken out. Tuck, Van Gisbergen, Keys catching O'Ward. Now, we know that 7's going to be tough to pass. Now, we also know Blaine Keys is going to have the freshest tires. And watch out for the 6 of Cam Waters. I know he's 6 seconds back at the moment. 2.7, 2.46. So these second, third, and fourth, who have the advantage of working with each other in the draft, are closing in on Pato O'Ward. And if this race stays green, I don't know. I don't know, folks. We'll watch out for the 6 as well, because he's got the freshest tires on the track. They are just continuing to eat into Pato O'Ward's lead. I don't know how much of this is just the fact that these guys can draft off of each other, or if O'Ward's tires are just already shot. If his tires are already shot, he has no hope of holding out for this race victory. He is going to be in some serious trouble in a couple laps when these drivers catch him. And Blaine Keys, by the way, if O'Ward's tires are already shot, Blaine Keys has got to be sitting there thinking, I'm in the catbird seat to end my winless streak here. They take another almost a tenth and a half out of that lap. Charette and Waters are now closing in, and Waters we know has the freshest tires, so... And I think Braden Perez is going to have a shot to drive his way through the field and pass a couple cars before this race ends. Where did Connor Ziller cycle in all this? 32nd position. Just a not good day for HMS. Oh, it's 1.83 seconds now here at the front of this pack. Cam Waters leading of the last pit. He's 5.6 back. He's going to have to be aggressive here to make up some time. It's Keys in the 2 is going to get by the 311 of Van Gisbergen and the 54 at Tuck. And by the way, what's the word for it? Think back to Kansas, we had some high tire deck in Kansas. Scott McLaughlin, now he had a different overcut because he stayed out way late and then the caution came out and it just played to his favor. But the Red Bulls on that last run of the race could not catch or could not pass McLaughlin with those fresher tires. Could we see something here where if Keys gets to the lead, you know, he's going to be kind of hard to pass. Ludovic Charette is starting to catch fire here late in the going. She gapped Cam Waters. Braden Perez is starting to close in on Waters as well, but Ludovic Charette won't count out this 51 with only 20 laps to go. She's going to get by Stuart Gratton, I think, fairly easy here, and then it's 2 Pacific cars, and then it's going to be hunt down the leaders here. O'Ward's on a 29.4, Keys is on a 29.9, Ludovic's last lap was a 28.9. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Don't call in the dogs just yet, folks. We've seen this before, haven't we? Oh, you can just see they're eating up Pato O'Ward's lead as fast as possible here. And I think Keys' fresher tires are going to play a huge difference. That's 3 more tenths that lap. Keys should get by. He's going to start to get some slipstream too off of McLaughlin. And the only thing I don't know is if O'Ward's just being held up because he doesn't have anybody to slipstream off of, and we know the draft does matter a bit here. Ludovic's already got by Lundgaard as well. She was 3.8 seconds behind that lap. 3.6. 2 tenths a lap is not going to make up the gap. Oh, she slipped up and is going to open the door for Christian Lundgaard. Well, Drew Webb's hanging out in the top in 19th, so it's very likely that Grattan Autosport could still jump Red Bull Verstappen with Logan Williams running in 28th today. So at the very least, you're Grattan Autosport. You're going to be leading the constructors most likely after this race, so it's a good day for them regardless. Keys is caught in the back of the 5 car. I don't know when the 5 of McLaughlin hit. Terrible day for McLaughlin, just dead last on pace. And HMS's miserable second half of the season. I mean, outside of that win at Kansas, Connor Zilich has had a few bright spots. It just feels like it hasn't been the year for the Pontiacs, or what looked like a promising season for Pontiac racing at the start of the year. And Hendrick Motorsports has just gotten worse as the year goes on. Really haven't brought a whole lot of dev to their cars, but somebody who has is Team Penske Williams, and we're seeing the effects of it. I mean, these Dodges were quick at the start of the season, but they weren't this quick. And Blaine Keys, I mean, Braden Perez is currently 10th. I don't know how high up the grid he can get with those fresher tires, but Keys 92 points back. And boy, what if, you know, last week at Bristol, he was so close to winning, got beat out by Matt Tuck late in the going. Oh, he's going to slide up in the dirty area behind the 7 car. Now it's going to open the door for Tuck in the 54. coming. I mean, this whole top 10's getting closer, but these 3 cars are coming. I don't know if they're going to have enough time to catch the leaders, but they are moving. That's the second or third time I think I've seen Keys make a bobble to the outside when trailing behind a car, so I kind of wonder he might have a tough time making a pass here. Single file here. I think Van Gisbergen's tires are starting to fade. Oh, the 54 tucked to the bottom of Keys. And he's going to go to the inside of Award as well. Late season heroics from the 54, looking for win number 5 on the season. Here comes Tuck in the 54 in a drag race down the back straightaway with the 7 of Award. And I think, could Keys go with him there? Keys isn't jumping on it just yet, so I think Keys is going to sit there and wait. They're going to come back to the stripe side by side with 10 laps to go here in this race. Oh, dead heat at the line. Dead heat at the line. I don't even know if there was a splitter length between them. They shouldn't catch any of the lap cars. Oh, this is fantastic stuff here, side by side still. I think Keys is going to start trying to move to the bottom of the racetrack here and see if he can push Tuck out in the 54 to the lead. Folks, we've never seen it. A driver in Stock Car World Cup hasn't won 5 wins in a season and has never won 3 races in a row. Dovic's coming, but it's too little too late, I think, for the 51 camp. Here comes Keys in the 2 to the inside of 7. Finally got the run on Award. Now can he get the run on the 54? Keys, we know, has the freshest tires, and I honestly think he has a better car here today. Side by side, Blaine Keys looking to end such a long winless drought here in Stock Car World Cup. Hasn't won since season number 2. He's going to kind of arrow block, side draft the 54 down the back straightaway, and now Award gets to the inside of Matt Tuck. This is some late season heroics from this top 3 here right now. Everything on the line. They're all within 100 points of Blaine Keys or Braden Perez in this championship hunt. Here comes Award. Thinking about another move here. We thought his tires were kind of cooked here, but maybe he just didn't have any draft. We know Keys has the best tires of all these cars, though. Latova keeps coming, but she doesn't have enough laps, I don't think, to catch up to them unless these guys were to run into lap traffic, which they're not going to catch Matthew Hubert in time. Tuck to the inside of Award, sends the 7 up the racetrack, now to the inside of the 2 for the lead. Here we go, late in the going. It's the 54 looking to go 3 in a row. And Blake Keys is just like, can I please win a race without having to fight a graphic car? He was so close at Kansas. 5 laps to go here at the stripe. Award's starting, I think, to slide the tires a little too much there on that 7, or he's just trying to give himself some space to get a run for the last few laps. 2 seconds now back as Ladovic Charette. Award's going to get to the inside of the 54 at Tuck. It is not over till it's over here in Atlanta. Here comes Award now looking to the inside of Blake Keys with 4 laps to go here at the stripe. Tovic took another 2 seconds out, or 2 tenths out that lap, but she's not going to have enough time. And here comes Pato Award looking to go back-to-back in Atlanta. Keys and Award as they've been most of this race side by side into 3 and 4. This is fantastic stuff here from this top 2. Top 3 have just been putting on a show here on this last stint of the race. Man, if Ladovic had got clear of those Pacific cars a few laps earlier, I think she would have had a great opportunity to come up here and steal this win. And I do want to give a quick shout out to the 92 and the 62, 6th and 7th the best day of the season I think Pacific Racing has had. It's not a win for them, but it's been a great day for those two. But we have 2 laps to go, 3 miles left around the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it's a Ward to the inside of Lane Keys. Looking to go back-to-back here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I think if you're Keys, you might want to settle in behind a Ward here for about half a lap and try and see if you can make a run on the last lap of the race, because a Ward's car is coming to life here on the bottom on these older tires. A Ward's going to finally clear the 7. White flag here in Atlanta, and maybe get the cameras warmed up because they might be side by side coming to the line the rate this is going. Oh no, there goes Keys. He slides it up the hill. Keys is going to slide up the hill, and unless he can get a huge run into 3 and 4, I think that's going to be it. And Pato O'Ward, the undercut's going to work out for him. He's been close so many times, but he's going to go back-to-back here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And in the clutch, Pato O'Ward wins the Georgia 500. What a thrilling battle between Pato O'Ward and Blaine Keys here all race long here. The 2 classes on the field here today, and the Mexican of Pato O'Ward is going to come out on top. Tuck comes home 3rd, a great run for him. Ludovic Charette almost was within, 100 feet of passing Shane Van Gisbergen for 4th. And Christian Lundgaard, a fantastic 6th. Kyle Larson 7th. Brayden Perez got up to 8th. Cam Waters 9th, so he's not going to gain on Perez, but he's not really going to lose anything of any value. Drew Webb 10th. So not a great day for them or him in the driver. Drew Webb 11th. David Malukas actually got him. Kyle Kirkwood, Tyler Reddick, Stuart Gratton. So all 4 of the Gratton cars in the top 15. Nathan Smith rebounded to 15th. Ratomo Miata 16th. Great day for him. Rogal Dorn 17th. Logan Williams 18th. I mean, if you look there, folks. That is a lot of the heavy hitters in the championship. In both the constructors and in the drivers in this top 10 here today. I mean, you had Pato O'Ward, Blaine Keys, Matt Tuck, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Ludovic Charette, your top 5. I mean, that's 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 8th in the championship. And then you had Perez, Waters, and Malukas. That's 1st, 2nd, 9th. Drew Webb, 11th, is 10th or 11th in the race, 11th in the points. Scott McLaughlin, only car to finish a lap down, just did not have the pace there in that 5 machine. Connor Zilich did use some pit strategy to rebound to 21st, but just not a good season for HMS. And Max Davis, not a good time to put in one of his worst performances of the season here. But it's been a wild couple of weeks. Pato O'Ward gets his first win of the season. That's his 4th career win. It comes at the most opportune time because this is a clutch moment in the season to have your first career win. And with Pocono next week, you're going to see these guys up here. I mean, you're going to see these guys, Keys, Tuck, O'Ward, Van Gisbergen. This top 5, throw in Perez, Waters, Malukas, and Webb. You're going to see all these cars up here again, folks. I mean, this is late in the going of the season. This is exactly what I think we expected to happen, and to see a lot of these same drivers start to win these races. But what a great time to get your first win of the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time for Pato O'Ward and United Autosports. So congratulations to them on scoring the victory here today in the Georgia 500. Thank you to Alex, of course, for letting us use the channel here today. We will see you guys back on my channel next weekend for the PPG Pennsylvania 400, and then we'll be back here on AG, the channel, the weekend after that, I think on a Friday night, for the Celsius, or a Saturday night, don't know yet, for the Celsius All-Star Showdown from New Smyrna Speedway. Gonna keep hyping it up, folks. Brendan Wilmington coming off of his couch. Can he throw down and win that race? We're gonna find out. But congratulations to Pato O'Ward. Thank you for tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. Until next week, so long, everybody.